Hey, what's going on, good people? Here's another episode of the Unsung Leader Daily Leadership Nugget. Today is May the 13th, and today we're going to talk about questions. And I want to, systematically give you some of the questions, that I have either acquired, stolen from some of the mentors, either known or not known that they're mentoring me, that have helped me cultivate a foundation that continuously challenges myself, continuously puts myself in uncomfortable positions so that I can be the best possible leader for the people that I lead. I believe that one of the secrets of becoming an outstanding leader is the systematic cultivation of questions that force you to see outside of your own model of the world, right? Because it is imperative as a leader that you recognize that your map, how you see the world, is not the territory. That is not the fullness or the full scope of reality, right? Everybody else has an experience that you have to honor as the leader, and not only honor but appreciate, and without any judgment. And as I've cultivated these questions over the years, it's allowed me to really kind of step outside of myself, no longer be self-centered, but to be people-centered in terms of how I interact with the people that I have the privilege of leading. A few years ago, and I think it's about the year 2000, one of the greatest leaders that I've ever come across, now retired Senior Chief Ramsey, he would always ask me what questions am I asking myself? How am I challenging myself? And he would ask me, what are you doing to make sure that you're separating yourself from your peers? If you have a goal of achieving the next rank, what are you doing to separate yourself from your peers? And that question led me on this journey to structure what my approach was going to be, so that I can get to the next rank and achieve the next thing. So I understood that that if I never asked myself those questions, that I never would have come up with those answers, and I quite possibly would never be in a situation where I can have a conversation with you today. Right. So I think it's the systematic cultivation of questions, and one of the greatest questions that I have ever asked, and I continually ask myself almost every single day. And this just isn't just about leadership. This is about me as a man, as a husband, as a father, as a teacher, whatever the case may be. And that question is, who do I need to become so that I can meet the needs of the people that I lead? Who do I need to become so that I can meet the needs of my wife? Who do I need to become so that I can meet the needs of my children? Who do I need to become so that I can meet the needs of the organization that I have the privilege of leading within? Who do I need to become? One of the things that, as we grow in leadership, we are looking for different tools. We're looking for different tips. We're looking for different tricks. But I would caution you against that. Because if you're building a house, you wouldn't focus on getting all the bells and whistles, all the additions, all the upgrades before you made sure that foundation is secure. Because you can build your house and it can be the nicest thing that anybody has ever seen. You can have an answer, for everybody, by what you've gained, by what you've learned, by all these tools and tricks that you've gathered over the course of the years. But if your foundation is flawed because you haven't confronted your own mess, you're going to be limiting the people that you lead. That's why I ask myself that question all the time. Who do I need to become? Because that brings to light some of the limitations that I have. It brings to light some of the biases that I have. It brings to light some of the the negative and distracting idiosyncrasies that I have, that distract from the mission, that distract from the goal, that distract from the synergy within the team. Who do I need to become? That ultimately leads down the path of what do I need to do to become the person that I realize in that first question. Who do I need to become? Do I have a temper? Am I brash? Am I emotional? Who do I need to become so that the people that I lead can be the best version of themselves? The cultivation of those questions has led me down a path of recognizing that I have to make sure that I'm the best version of myself for the people that I lead. And that's really what it boils down to. I got to confront my own mess. I got to confront my own limitations. I got to confront my own obstacles. I got to confront my own weaknesses. I'm not saying focus on it from a negative standpoint, but I'm saying you got to be able to mitigate it. You got to be aware of it. That is what the power of self-awareness does when you ask yourself that question. When you ask yourself those questions, you begin to fortify that foundation. You begin to limit the limitations that you have, and therefore enhancing the workspace, enhancing the environment that you facilitate for the people that you lead. That's just one question. I got plenty more, and I'm gonna come tomorrow, with another question, that I ask myself to get me out of my own self, to get me out of this self-centered nature, so that I can put the people that I lead first. I hope you gain some value from it. Subscribe to the channel, comment, like, do all the things they say you're supposed to do. But let me know, if you got value from it. I really appreciate hearing from you. I thank you for the questions, the feedback that I've gotten so far. Keep it coming, because I'm going to keep it coming to you. Peace.